So let's do Parshat Eikev in the Ben Ish Chai, page Reish Mem Bet. So starts off by quoting a pasuk in this week's parsha. So it says, remember Hashem, your God, He who is the one that gives you the strength to do the powerful things that you need to do. So he says, it's known that we don't say the phrase that you should remember, unless there's something that you might forget. The Bretzi brings a Gemara from Beit Adaf Tes Vav Amud Beis. He says, "Old pasuk, another pasuk in Shemot, Zechor es Yom HaShabbos L'Kadsho." There's another place where the word Zechor is used to remember. So remember the day of Shabbos in order to make it holy. So when he says, when they say remember it, it's medaber. It's speaking about something that's possible that you're going to forget. So he says there's a Rebbe Yisrael Iserlin who told us this. This is the Gavon of this pasuk. The nature of us living, I guess, and in this world, what we have to do, the nature of it leads us to a situation which it's very easy for us to forget Shabbos. Because all day long, every day of the week, we're dealing with some kind of malacha. It's 39 different types of malachas that we do without thinking about it during the week, but on Shabbos we have to refrain from them. So since you're busy doing malachas all the 7 days of the week, so therefore the nature and the custom is so that you certainly bring it something that you're going to forget on the seventh day. So therefore, in regards to this, it's easy to forget. We have to urge a person to awaken himself, inside himself, the power of remembering that he Shabbos uforish, so that you can remember Shabbos and separate yourself from those malachos. So the same thing is true with our occupations, whatever we do. Whether you're a laborer, you're a merchant of some sort, or if you're dealing with your health and different things that have to do with your physical self. Since now here's another angle, he says that you see that everything is working naturally. So that's this nature, the nature of things which is planted inside of this world. Yavi is under the day shikha. So they also bring you the same thing and bring you to forgetting. That a person he has to remember that every single thing that you're doing in this world, whatever you're doing, when you're doing it, is all put together by the hashgacha of Hashem. Everything that you have to do for yourself or whatever you need to do, it's really all, there's a Hashem inside of all of it. Ilus ilus, he is the ultimate expression of all expressions. He is the ultimate beginning of beginnings. Vesivus hasivos, in the cause of causes. But it looks to you because of the way that things, no, it's natural. It's the way it goes. And then it starts appearing to us that you got a lot of money or you did really well. Or even if you did the other way, it didn't work out for you. But you always think it has to do with you. Because that's the judgment or the rule of nature. That it looks like it's natural. So therefore, the pasuk has to come to remind us that we have to spend time remembering. Because the nature of things that are in the world and the way that naturally presumed, the world is going, it's going around in a circle. It's an enormous ball flying through space, going around in a circle, and it's happening every single day. And we have other planets and other systems. We have a moon. We have others all moving together with us, and we know about it, but it's only normal, right? So that since these things are taken for granted, or they're part of the natural cycle that we're all moving in tandem, so therefore we don't pay attention. We need to remember. So therefore there was a tekana from the Anshe Knesset Gedolah. There are 4 different things that they said that the person has to have a special bracha of thanks. Now, one of these is very common today, so we don't pay that much attention to it. But imagine in a day that you're living in a country in which, there's no planes and there's no cars and there's no train. So basically, you're going very slowly from one place to the next. So these 4 things, so that these 4 things, it's more natural for a person to think that this is the way things go. So he said, "V'yishkach ha'nahan ha'gasa yisbarach b'haman heges asahu b'hem," so that you have to forget, and you forget that Hashem is supervising and He's panimi to everything that's happening to you. V'hu da'amra b'sein of the bracha. This is what the rabbi said. This is a quote from the Gemara in Brachos. Daf Nun Daled on the base. It says, "Arvid tzrichen lahodos." There are 4 that have to give thanks. Now he means his formal thanks. Shem chavush chavush. That is a person that is freed from Yisurim. Chavud Yisurim is freed from Yisurim. Yam, I think I got that wrong. It's chavush, a person who's freed from prison, something like that, or entrapment. Yisurim, pain. Yam, going on the ocean. Midbar, going in the desert. And so it comes from a pasuk. You can learn this out from a pasuk called the Ha'chayim Yadu Chasela, that all living things will give thanks to you forever. And then he goes like this: a person who's sick. Al harov lo yakom mivital. Naturally, he's not going to get up from his bed. Let's say you're really sick, that you're not going to get out of it just by wanting to. Elo ayedei rofim, you have to go to doctors, v'simonim, and medicines. Called Rofi Shemevi Miyoser, and everyone that you really knows more, better cure. For called Simonim Shehem Chashuva Biyoser, and also the medicines that are more important. Yiyabechem To Elis Yoser L'Choyda, and they'll be able to help the Cholamos more. V'Yisrapim Mechadyom Bechebra, they'll help them get well faster. V'V'Zechav Adam Roa Be'einav Ki HaTeva Rifeo. So therefore the person sees, well, it's not Hashem. It's the medicine, it's the doctor, it's something else. Aren't we all like this? V'chein al-chavush, also a person who's in prison. Al-harov lo yetzim ma'asaro bilti hishtadla v'yishtadla ba'ado. You got to get a lawyer. You got to get all these other things, these smart ideas, and figure out different kinds of ways and study and get yourself out. Ein b'mamon, where you're going to need money. Ein b'piyusim, so you have to pay people off. Maybe that's what I mean. V'chavetzaris reim v'hovim, so you have to make shalom with the people that are causing you trouble. V'hu rosh as rasa ba b'siba noshes. So he sees that what's happening is that the cure for his problem is something that's happening with people. It's man-oriented. V'chein midbar, also in the desert. Normally you're not going to go by yourself into the desert. People, a lot of people who are guard you and strong. So then you see that they're the ones that are protecting you. And as a result of that, you think that it's all natural. So then through them, you're going to get to where you want to go. Also a person goes on the sea. You have to get yourself a real good ship. You have to get a captain for the ship. Mavin and Bedakte and Karbib is that person that really knows. They used to have people, like I grew up in St. Louis, so there's a big river there. But it turns out that it's not so easy to get down that river. You have to have somebody who really knows how to do it. That's just on a river. How about on the ocean? Behind the Kechoshev Sha'al Yedei Kach Yihya Nitzach Meniske Hayam, so that through by having the proper ship, having the captain, you'll be able to get past all the dangers there are in the Oz B'Yagil, the Shalom L'Chetzach, so you'll get to where you need to go. So therefore, on these particular three things, where it's really, really possible that a person will forget the supervision and the panemius of Hashem to every action that's going on in the world. And they make it very difficult. You'll start to forget, and you'll start to only look at the people that are around you. This is such, you see this in Brezov, you'll see this a lot. So the Rabbeinu HaKodesh is talking about how it is that Hashem is involved in all the things in your life. For the very minute, everything, He's involved in everything, because you are actually a manifestation of something that's inside of you, which is infinite. Because it's very easy, because of these four things, to see that all is nature. So therefore, for these four things, which I was saying before, is that we go on airplanes all the time, and now we do Birchas HaGomel a lot over there. That the person should answer with his mouth, or give thanks, with his tongue, with his mouth, and to Hashem Yisbarach, because it's only through the supervision of Hashem that a person is guarded and saved from all of these dangers. And therefore, you should plant this emunah of this hashgacha. You have to understand deeply that there's nothing that you do that Hashem is not involved with you. It's a unity. It's only, you're always united to Him. Believe ha'adabakal davar v'davar mikal v'chomer. So every single thing that you do, certainly you have to realize that Hashem is involved in it. So now we're going to say 3 halachos here. So now we have a few halachos. So now I want to say what this bracha is like a little bit. So before you say Birchas HaGomel, you should say this pasuk. Oda Hashem b'kol levav. I give thanks to Hashem with all of my heart. Besod Yisharim ve'edu, in the secret. I don't know if besod means secret here, but of those who are straight, those who are righteous, and in the community. V'achkach yivarach, and after that you make this bracha. Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech olam, hagomel, a person who rewards the chayavim tovim, to those who are obligated, He gives them good things. Shugamalnu kol tov, that He causes the goodness of everything that is good, that He is the ultimate one who brings all things to where they're supposed to be. And those who listen, they say, Ho'el, Hakel, a God, Shemal kol tov, that gave you this reward of all the gifts, He gave you all this goodness. Yigmal kol tov salah, He should do He is, in fact, and He should be the one who brings the reward or the shefa, the blessing, to everyone and everything all the time. Then He says after, Amen, ken yiratzon, Amen, let it be your will. That's one halacha. Number 2. Tzarich levarach b'fnei asara. You need to do this in a minyan. There have to be 10 people there. And there has to be 2 of the 10 people that know how to teach halacha. So it's really good that you should have 12 together with the person who's making the bracha. And also you should make it that you can see it by these 2 rabbanan that we said before that could teach. But if you can't find 2 people there, that's the best situation. But if you can't find 2 people who know how to learn, even so, you need to make the bracha. You have to say the bracha. Just because you don't have people who have some chashivas listening, it doesn't mean that you should nullify the bracha. So when do we do this? We do it after we read the Torah with the community. Because that's the time when the Torah is read in the community. It's really an important time, and at that time you're very likely to draw more people, and there will be people that know how to learn over there. Being berech b'pachos masar, let's say you make the bracha and it's less than 10 people. Yesh omer shelo yetzi yatzi yedei chavasa. There are people that you haven't fulfilled the obligation to this obligation. Yesh omer sheyatzi, but then there are other people who say, well, you do. V'tov lachzor levarach b'fnei chasara. But even if you do that, it's good to go back and try to find a situation where there's a minyan. You could do it in front of 10 people, believe Shem Malchut, but you do it without saying Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. You don't say the Shem of Baruch Atah Hashem, and you don't say the Melech Haolam. Elish Yachar Shem Umalchut Belibo, but you should have this actually in your heart as you're doing it. Let's say you do it with a whisper. That's the same thing as saying it as if you're not saying it in front of 10. Let's say there were 10 people there, but it is so soft, nobody could hear it. So this is like as if they're not there. So you have to go back and do it again. And you leave out the name of Hashem, you leave out the word Malchus, and you say it that way. Before Ramas call, when you lift up your voice, Rak Yachachir Shem Malchus Belibo, and just have the idea of the Mashem Malchus and the Shem and the Malchus in your heart. Here's the last halacha: Hosara Yoshvim. So the 10 are sitting. They have to be sitting. Of a Moshe of Zakenim Yahaluhu. So it says in the sitting, or it really means the dwelling, but it's for the same concept of sitting. Yahaluhu Zakenim Yahaluhu. Baruch Omed, but the person who's making the bracha is standing up. Mishum the bracha zu ki b'makom carbon Torah, because this is the same kind of thing that you would do when you're bringing the Torah, and so therefore you stand for it. Makriv Omed the Makriv, because it's a quotes a pasuk that the person that is bringing the carbon, he stands and brings the carbon. So therefore we don't make this bracha during the nighttime. We only do it during the day. But let's say you did it at nighttime, so even so that you did it at that time, and you walked to the base medrash, and a bunch of people there, about Daven Marav, and you say, well, listen, I got a bench gomel, then according to the bench Chai, then you could do that. Buying the Chasam Sofer, so if you want to say right to that, you got an Ashkenaz here, the Chasam Sofer, or Chaim Simon Nun Aleph. That's it for today. Thanks.